I'm hearing that song. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. So I want to talk about vulnerability, healing, and putting yourself out there. I just did a reading. I haven't posted it yet. I'm going to post that first before I post this. So go back into my page there, and it'll be the reading before this. And it's pertaining to a message that I received in my cards, as well as my mind's eye, pertaining to a connection. Am I healed enough? Are you healed enough? Are we ready for this? Can we do this? Is it time? Life is a fool's journey. You are always healing and growing and evolving. So whether you think you are healed enough or not, just remember that your life is always going to consist of healing. You can choose to heal alone for the rest of your life, stay in shadow work. And I mean, that's totally on you. Whatever you want to do, that's fine, whatever way you want to look at it. And if that is the choice that you're going to make for yourself, you're choosing to be alone and just stick with doing shadow work for the rest of your life, all the power to you, but don't bring other people into your shadows, right? It's not a matter of whether you're healed enough. It's a matter of whether or not you're ready to put your ego aside and choose to be vulnerable, trusting the process, surrendering to change, which, by the way, is constant and inevitable and is a contradiction based upon the fact that we are developed through duality, sin, the devil and the angel on our shoulders, right? It's not a matter of whether or not you're healed enough. It's a matter of whether or not you're able to remove that fear based energy from the things that have taken place in your past or not for you to be vulnerable and ready to try something new. Are you ready to try something new? Just like a cat. Maybe you have 9 lives. Try again. When life knocks you down, you get back up again. So are you healed enough? I think that's a foolish question. That's a question based upon self. But like I said, don't influence others to be a part of your shadow work if that's what you're choosing. That doesn't go without saying that life is based upon lessons and blessings and learning and growing and evolving, like I'm saying, which means sometimes you need to open yourself up to the possibilities of getting hurt. And that is where the true question resides. Am I ready to take on the potential pains that come with becoming vulnerable towards the said individual that I have in question? When we want something, we desire something, we put ourselves in the fire, hoping we don't get burnt in the process. But what if I told you there was a path through the fire where you can go unscathed, where you don't get burnt because you're discerning your walk and which trails you're going to take through so that a tree doesn't come crashing down in front of you engulfed in flames, keeping you in a place of stuck and stagnancy again, having you going back into your mind, being a cassette player, having outdated thoughts circling through your mind's eye and preventing you from moving forward, growing, learning, evolving, and bringing in more blessings for 44. I've already shuffled my cards. These are my affirmations. The bottom of the deck, we've got compliments. Be open to receiving compliments. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and said, "You're beautiful"? Like, I'm going to use this crystal. You're so beautiful. You know, when we compliment ourselves, we're boosting ourselves up and we're helping ourselves feel good. But that's only if we believe in the compliments that we give or we receive. When somebody compliments you, how do you take it? When somebody says you're beautiful or you're handsome, how do you take it? How does it make your body feel inside? What does your mind do? What does your heart do? What is your energy telling you in those moments? Do you feel triggered? Do you feel flighty? Do you feel like you need to hide? Or are you welcoming that in? Do you believe it? Is the person that's telling you this being authentic? These are all questions of somebody that asks whether or not they are healed enough to embark on the fool's journey of love. Because love is the fool's journey. And don't underestimate the label of the fool. Because while you might think that the fool is somebody that is naive, the fool's journey is based upon the experiences that the fool has encountered in the past that has allowed that fool to take that leap of faith. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. That's the fool. The fool isn't bad energy. The fool is where we learn how to become vulnerable. Now, we discern how we take that leap of faith. Your discernment is key. Paying attention to the red flags rather than using spirituality as a reason for you to play the field. I'm calling some people out. And I'm not saying that makes you a bad person. I'm saying that you're just, you got to take the rose colored glasses off right now because your vision is clouded based upon outdated thinking. The truth hurts sometimes. And sometimes it's 11:11. The truth sets you free when you surrender to it. So are you making excuses to stay in your shadows because you're afraid of stepping into the light, because you're afraid that when you step into the light that your shadows are going to become illuminated? Maybe you need to inspect what it is that you're afraid of being illuminated and start embracing it rather than hiding it. You know, it's interesting how when we get involved with somebody, we tend to look at somebody's flaws as beautiful, but they look at their own flaws as scared and something they want to hide. Because while we see something as a flaw within ourselves, someone else might see it as a gift. And that's why it's so important to do the shadow work and embrace those shadows. Levity. Laughter is the best legal medicine, and it looks like it's time for you to take a sweet, sweet hit of it. When someone annoys you or a plan goes awry, try finding something funny in there. And if you ever feel like the butt end of a joke, remember that the only difference between someone laughing at you and someone's laughing with you is that in the first version, you're not laughing. You always have the option, so opt to lightening up. It's legal in almost 200 countries. Don't take offense to everything. Some people are meant for you, and some people are just not meant to be for you. They're just there to teach you. That doesn't mean that you're not healed enough or they're not healed enough. That just means that you're just not molded for each other. Don't be afraid.